Many years ago, there was a wise individual who devoted all his efforts to teaching his community good manners. He often performed actions that seemed strange and purposeless, but in fact, all he did was to instruct the people to be industrious and cautious. And the sage uttered the following words: "No nation can prosper if its people only complain and wait for others to solve their problems. Life's blessings are given by God to those who face the challenges for themselves." One night, while everyone was sleeping, the sage placed a huge stone in the middle of the road that passed by the palace. Then he hid behind a fence, waiting to see what would happen. After some time, first, a farmer came with a wagon loaded with seeds that he was taking to grind at the mill. Upon seeing the stone on the path, he exclaimed, "How can there be so much neglect? Why don't these slackers remove this stone from the road?" The farmer kept complaining about the inefficiency of others, but he didn't even touch the stone to remove it. Soon after, a young soldier passed along the road humming. He was thinking of the wonderful courage he would show in war, and he didn't notice the stone, tripping over it and falling to the dusty ground. Rising to his feet, he shook the dust off his clothes, grabbed his sword and raged at the slackers who had irresponsibly left that huge boulder in the way. However, he also went ahead without even considering removing the stone himself. Thus, the day passed. Everyone who passed by complained and grumbled about the stone in the middle of the road, but no one touched it. Finally, at nightfall, the miller's daughter passed by. She was a very hard worker and was exhausted as she had been busy all day at the mill. However, she told herself, "It's getting dark, someone could trip over this rock and be seriously hurt. I'm going to move it out of the way." She tried to drag the stone away. Although it was very heavy, the young woman pushed, pulled and bent until she managed to remove it from the place. To her surprise, she found a box under the rock. Then, the young woman lifted the box, which was heavy because it was full of something. On the lid was the following inscription: "This box belongs to whoever removes the stone." Curious, she opened the box and found it filled with gold. The miller's daughter came home with her heart beaming with happiness. When the farmer, the soldier, and all those who passed along the road heard about what had happened, they gathered at the place where the stone had been, stirring up the dust of the road with their feet in the hope of finding even a small piece of gold. At that moment, the sage appeared and said, "My friends, we often come across obstacles and burdens in our path. We can complain aloud as we walk around them if we choose, or we can pick them up and discover their meaning. Disappointment is often the price of laziness." So, the sage mounted his horse and, with a delicate "good night," withdrew. There is no suffering for no reason, no tears for no reason. The obstacles we face now were of our own making. Therefore, let us have the courage to overcome them through our own efforts, based on compassion, which is the light that illuminates our path towards God. May God protect you and take care of you. Amen. Now leave your comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. Until the next one.